It feels like right now, everywhere you look, you see this one word, recession. Especially when it comes to sneakers, and it's true, the sneaker resale market right now is down, and it's down big time. And it seems like it has everyone panicking. I've lost count how many videos I've seen in the last couple of weeks alone about this topic, talking about how not to lose money, how to save your money in a sneaker recession. But this video is not gonna be about any of that negativity. If you are a sneaker reseller who has spent the last couple of years stockpiling shoes, and now you're panicking a little bit, wondering how you're gonna get rid of all that stock, well, you're not gonna find any answers in this video. It's not for you. Instead, this video is gonna be for those of you who have been waiting for this exact moment, waiting for a time when you can actually cop sneakers for retail, and when hyped collabs are selling for very affordable prices on the secondary market. So that's what this video is gonna be about. This is pretty much the best time to be a sneakerhead. My name is Josh, and I will be telling you the 10 best sneakers to cop right now in this sneaker recession. Not gonna lie, there were so many different options, so it was pretty difficult to narrow it down to 10, but I tried. Before we get into that though, there is something I wanted to talk to you guys about. Yes, we might be heading into a recession, and honestly, there's just way bigger problems right now in the world than just sneaker prices. And at a time like this, it's more important than ever to take care of your mental health. So that is why I'm so happy to talk about the sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. If you think you might be feeling stressed, anxious, overwhelmed, or depressed, BetterHelp is here to help you. They offer licensed therapists who are trained to listen and to help you. And I was super happy when they reached out to sponsor one of my videos, because I was actually using BetterHelp for about a year, and I honestly could not recommend them more. I have found their services to be extremely useful. In my personal experience, I was very impressed with how good they were at matching me to a therapist, because on the first try itself, I was matched with a therapist who I really connected with, and I'm still using the same therapist today. But you can of course request a new therapist at no additional charge anytime. And just for you guys, my subscribers, BetterHelp is offering 10% off your first month. Just use the link down below, betterhelp.com/JoshDominic. I have put that in the description. Of course, I've spent a lot of money on shoes, but definitely I would say the best money I spent all of last year was using BetterHelp. So once again, couldn't recommend them more. The link is in the description, betterhelp.com/JoshDominic. Make sure you guys use that. But now let's get into the topic of this video. I'm very excited to talk about it. I've just been very excited in general lately to be a sneakerhead. There's just so many options out there. I'll give you 10 right now, and also wait until the very end of this video where I will be giving you 2 more tips that will really help you guys save some money. First sneaker, let's talk about it. This is a Union collab on the Nike Cortez. The Sesame colorway dropped earlier. It is a very beautiful colorway. I did review the sneaker on the channel recently. Amazing materials on this pair. And think about it guys, a Union collab right now going for pretty much retail price. The colorway on this pair very similar to that Joe Fresh Goods 90-60s. If you didn't want to pay the high resale on that, you can easily take this pair as a nice alternative. A perfect summertime sneaker, recession or no recession, I'm still pretty shocked that these are going for retail right now. The second sneaker on the list is one of my absolute favorite releases of the year, period. This is the Maison Chateau Rouge Jordan 2. I reviewed the sneaker recently as well, and I told you in that video, the materials and the quality used on this pair are just amazing. Some of the best leather on a Jordan this year, and in my opinion, this is the best Jordan 2 to drop in the last couple of years. Just the colorway is great. Some beautiful illustrations on the shoe as well. And yes, the retail price is kind of steep at $220, but I do think that considering how good the materials are in the shoe, you are getting a pretty premium product. So getting these for retail to me is a no-brainer. Check it out, the Maison Chateau Rouge Jordan 2. The third sneaker on the list is a sneaker that I copped recently for under retail. This is the Stussy Air Force One Mids. I was so happy to get these for under retail, so I got them on StockX. I paid about 120 euros for these. Someone hit on my bid. And as someone who was a huge fan of the original Stussy lows, getting the mid version, which is pretty much almost the same shoe, for such a low price, I could not be happier. All sizes right now going for barely above retail, and you can just do what I did, which is put in a bid for below retail. Pretty good chance you might get lucky. And these are just such a clean pair of shoes. If you regretted not copying those lows, then you definitely want to grab these, the Stussy Air Force One Mids. The next sneaker on the list, let's talk about the hottest brand of the moment, that is New Balance. The protection pack last year was easily the sneaker of the year, and this year we got a whole bunch of new colorways, but the one I want to talk about is definitely my favorite of the year so far, this Mirage Gray colorway. These are probably the most similar to those gray ones you see back here, and just look at the resale prices on these right now, barely above retail. I feel like if these came out last year when the protection pack was at the height of its hype, these would have been double the price that they're going for right now. The protection packs still, in my opinion, some of the best sneakers on the market right now. Also, another New Balance to talk about. Now, this is a general release pair. They're officially being called the Cream Black colorway. Another sneaker that I've reviewed, and I've said in that video that besides the ALD colorways, this is probably the best and the most wearable general release colorway to release. Super clean white and black upper. You have the cream midsole as well as that nice cream end logo. It honestly looks like an ALD colorway, except you're getting it for a much cheaper price, barely above retail right now. If you haven't copped a pair of 550s yet, then this is definitely the perfect shoe. The next sneaker on this list, the Travis Scott Air Trainer 1. Now, I know people aren't a big fan of the Air Trainers, but I think this is the most underrated Travis Scott collab ever. I honestly do not know why people are hating on these. The colorway is nice. A lot of nice Travis Scott details on this pair as well. The swoosh isn't too loud either. And both colorways right now pretty much going for retail on StockX. Personally, I really like that brown colorway, guys. This is a shoe that I feel like definitely a couple of years from now will be going for a much higher price than this. And honestly, how often can you say that you can get a Travis Scott collab for retail? We're gonna talk about Nike Dunks. Yes, people still wear Nike Dunks. Right now, there's so many nice colorways for very affordable prices. Some of my favorite has to be this coconut milk colorway. Such a clean pair of shoes, just going for about 50 to 60 bucks over retail right now. I'm also a huge fan of this chlorophyll colorway. But if you were to ask me what's the most underrated dunk on the market right now, I would say this Fossil Rose pair. The quality on this pair is just so good, and it's such a nice summertime / spring colorway. Great pair of shoes, which right now is going for about 50 to 70 bucks over retail. And looking at these prices compared to what Dunks were going for last year, these are very nice to see. Great time to buy Dunks. Check out any of those colorways. The next model on the list, kind of like a cousin of the Nike Dunk Low, we're talking about Jordan 1 lows, specifically the OG lows. Big fan of this recent pair that dropped, the Jordan 1 Low OG in the bleached coral colorway. Those right now on the resale market going for just barely above retail. And if you're not a fan of the bleached coral, also recently we saw the release of this Mystic navy colorway, which, let's be honest, that's pretty much the Jordan 1 Low Royal. Although it is a bit darker than the Royal, still a very nice colorway. I had that pair in hand and I gotta say, the materials, the leather especially on that pair is very good. Another great option for the summer. And if you're one of those people who hate Jordan 1 lows, no problem. Let's talk about the Jordan 1 high. A couple of colorways I wanted to mention which are going for basically retail right now. The first is the Jordan 1 Heritage. Especially if you want to customize it, just paint the swoosh black and it's gonna look like an entirely different shoe. Another one is the Jordan 1 Dark Marina Blue, which is also pretty much like the Royal colorway. You might as well call these the reverse Royals. Both of these pairs right now going for very close to retail, which is great news for all you Jordan 1 lovers out there. And finally, the last sneaker I want to talk about, and this is my personal favorite Jordan model. Those are the 4s, of course. A couple of 4s released recently, and of course, because of the sneaker market we're in right now, they're not going for very much above retail. The first is the Jordan 4 in the infrared colorway. A very clean pair, and if you want an even cleaner pair, go ahead and cop the blank canvas Jordan 4s that also dropped recently. Also another pair going for barely above retail. Those have also been reviewed on the channel, and I gotta say, at least when it comes to the colorway, those are the closest to the off-white 4s. Getting great colorways of the Jordan 4 at these current prices, you gotta love it. So there you have it, 10 different sneakers and a couple of more tips for how to save money right now. First of which is do what I did with the Air Force One Stussies. I put in a bid below retail because honestly right now people are kind of desperate to move their sneakers, especially all of those people who resell for a living. They just have stacks of shoes piled up right now that they want to get rid of. Quite a good chance that you might be able to get lucky and hit on a pair for below retail. So that's my first bit of advice, get your bids in. And advice number 2 is do not be afraid to look into the used sneaker market right now, because if you thought that the resale market has been dropping like crazy, wait till you see the prices on used sneakers. They are just super low right now. For example, recently I saw used pairs of the protection pack selling for retail. You will find crazy steals like that if you just take the time to have a look. So there you have it, enjoy your shopping. Also, do not forget to use the link down below if you are interested in using BetterHelp. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. I will catch you guys in the next one.